call is very important.
Hello, good evening and welcome to You Call That Radio TV. We've got a special guest tonight. Calling You Call That Radio is Bry.
Yeah.
So rise, Bry. And the point of tonight's show, what is the point? The point is,
all right,
on the screen. How you doing, mate? You good? We're going to be talking about
I'm good,
anarchy.
mate. Aye, how's you?
I'm good, man. Anarchy, freedom, democracy, sovereignty, and we've got a big announcement to make as well.
Yeah.
We'll do that. We'll keep the announcement to the end of the show, but it's worth hanging around for if you are a poet or a musician. It's a big one, so we're excited to announce that later on. Can you do a shout out for International Women's Day? Yes, big shout outs to all the international women and the local women too. Oys.
Yeah. Shout out to all the women, but mind and hug a brother.
And hug a brother. It's Bry, a guy I've known for a long time. 10 years, probably longer, but at least 10 years. Pretty sure you gave Gyro Babies our first festival slot. And it was... You sometimes say things that I don't agree with, or more to the point, some things that I don't understand, or don't yet understand. But I've always respected the patience that you have with me, and the ability to sometimes come to different conclusions, but remain civil, because there's more stuff that we and everyone has in common that may disagree on. Yet the current climate of the internet is that if someone says one thing that someone doesn't agree with, it's chaos.
Aye. It is, aye. There's a lot of situations that's designed to create that, I reckon, in the media. Designed just to get brother and sister arguing against each other. Just it's like there's a war on opinion. I've been saying it for a few years now. There's a war on opinions, and it's like they're creating these situations where everybody's got a different opinion on it, and everybody's battling over these opinions, that nobody's agreeing over, and it's ridiculous. It's good that that like ourselves we can have these differences of opinions, but still get on. No fault about it.
What's that, man? I mean, I think, obviously there's still quite a lot of people that I can do that with, I suppose. But I think what makes it really stands out to me, the way that you dealt with, especially over lockdown and stuff, is that you were right in the thick of information, and there was a lot. Most people who were in your situation were very passionate. And you were passionate as well, but yet to remain patient with people who has a difference of an opinion, which doesn't really happen that much in a comments thread. So that's why it kind of stood out for me that when you were getting into these conversations, you didn't kind of lay into anyone or block anyone, as far as I know. Was that right? Is this accurate?
Right,
First of all, because this is just what I've seen. Is that an accurate reflection? Would you agree with that?
It is, aye, but I got blocked a few times. I've been blocked a few times, aye, but I've never blocked anybody.
Yeah.
And it's just, it was basically the indie that where I first saw the first psyop, the first time I witnessed a psyop, Mark.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of...
Can you just explain a psyop to people who don't know what a psyop is?
A psyop's a psychological operation, right? And they're used in the media. They're used loads of different scenarios. They use these psyops to manipulate consciousness, to manipulate your reality, to manipulate what you're thinking, to manipulate your sovereignty, basically. Which in your sovereignty is thoughts, emotions, and actions. So they're creating these psyops to completely psychologically fuck with your head. Know what I mean? Which is what's happening. And the Indiref was the first psyop that I witnessed as an actual psyop. It was just like a no-brainer for me.
So I think probably what best to start with is well, actually, just before we go right into it, I just want to talk a little bit about the free party scene. So I mentioned earlier on, I think that was our first ever festival, and I think it was it Equinox?
No, it was a solstice party.
Solstice.
So,
yeah.
Aye, it wasn't really a festival. It was like a sort of free party thing.
Yeah.
So
aye, that's what I mean.
It's where I met you. It was 13 years ago this summer, Mark.
13 years ago, right? Okay, so 13 years ago, it's Solstice. Was it Solstice the one? Did you do an Equinox one as well? Am I getting mixed up?
Equinox one as well. Aye, I done
right.
a few.
Okay, so we did Solstice, and then there was Equinox.
Yeah.
And the Equinox one was hilarious, man. That was I still smile when I think about that one. What was the? Then there was Free in the Park.
We've done a Free in the Park one as well. Aye.
Free in the Park.
Aye.
I just found that one
chaotic. That one. But back to that Solstice one. That's where it all started, right? So,
okay.
If you remember, like back then, Facebook had just started, so there was a lot of these kids are advertising house parties on Facebook, and like 6 and 12 schools were turning up at the house. And I seen that, caught my eye, and I was like, I can do something with that. And I always wanted to do Stonehenge, never done Stonehenge. Been to Glastonbury, been to the Stone Circle up there, seen the sunrise, and heard all the stories. All the Stonehengers are there, but never made it to Stonehenge. So I thought I would create this solstice party, put it on Facebook, and it went mental. It proper went viral. People from Stonehenge came up and everything. They were getting tired of Stonehenge, and they brought a whole convoy all the way up through England. And basically, I can trace a line for there, right? It all kind of started to be sick note, believe it or not, right?
That's why I'm wearing my t-shirt, man. I'm wearing my...
Right, you got your sick note t-shirt on, excellent.
My Death Before Employment t-shirt on.
Well, I could trace a line for sick note, right? So basically, sick note were popping up on Facebook, and my kids fell in love with Dr. Conker. Just this guy in a kilt dancing about to all these bad techno beats on the stage. And they'd put like Dr. Conker on eBay. They put him on eBay, right? Have a meal with Dr. Conker, and bids to have a meal with Dr. Conker. And I actually won the bids. It was like 90 quid. 90 quid to have a meal with Dr. Conker. My kids just fell in love with him, eh? We won the bids. And anyway, it ended up, I ended up connecting with them through that. And it ended up, well, Bri, just get us a gig. Fuck the meal, just get us a gig. Like, we're all coming up. And I was like, I'd never done a gig or nothing like that before. So I thought, right, we'll get them a gig and we'll keep them up here and stuff. Got them the gig, right? And that's where it started. So that was their introduction to Scotland, right? And through that, Anita, can you remember Anita?
Yeah.
Right, Anita, she'd done, when she found out Sick Note were coming up, she'd done like a charity gig, I think, for Mojo. I'm sure it was for Mojo at the Flying Duck. And basically, that's how I met Anita, through the Sick Note gigs, right? So it was no long after that I'd done the Solstice Party thing that we were just talking about. And through Anita knew Alana Hepburn, right? And then there was Rose Petal Hall as well, right? So it was basically Anita, Rose Petal Hall, and Alana Hepburn that basically made that Solstice Party what it was. I just came up with the idea, and it went viral on Facebook, and all these sound systems came from all over. But really, it was them three elements that created the party, because Alana just brought all the underground scene for Glasgow.
It was the Greenock DJs.
Aye, along with Anita. And then Rose Petal Hall basically brought all the Eden crowd and basically all the Dumfries Galloway people. It was basically them that made the party. So I can trace a line for Sick Note to this party, right?
We're watching Sick Note in the background because we mentioned Sick Note and Dr.
That's Sick Note there. Amazing, one of the best live acts I've seen.
Probably the best, I would say. Probably it's got to be top 5 anyway. Just a wee plug, actually. Doghouse, the Sick Note frontman, is playing our our spring party on the 28th of April at Room 2 alongside DOS. So that's going to be a good one. I just thought I'd get a plug in there.
To that one. Be good to see Doghouse again.
Because from that was meeting Sick Note, and then I ended up going on a Scottish tour with Sick Note. I booked some of their Scottish tour, and we supported them. And they lived in my house as well for about a week or two as we're doing a tour. Yeah, it was a different times. So yeah, Sick Note, check them out if you've not already. We'll maybe play a wee tune at the end actually. Because it's mad how much stuff came from that.
Aye.
Iona saying hello, Iona and Jay Lee are here. So Iona and Jay Lee are here. We're going to actually shout out the gig. Then we'll get tore into it. Since we're doing a plug anyway, we've got the Save the Docks gig, which has just been announced a minute ago. So I'm just going to read that out. So if anyone remembers, we had Iona on the show because they're trying to gentrify the Govan Docks. And yourself, Bri, Jay Lee, a few people got really annoyed by that and inspired by that, by Iona's words. And within, we're only about a week later, and we've got this amazing gig on the 25th of March. So this is it. The flyer just came out there. Gyro Babies, that's acoustic Gyro Babies, by the way, not the full band. Johnny Cypher, CCTV, the Wise Gold Fit. As you can see, great lineup. We're going to read it all. But the 25th of March at the Govan Docks, 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock ish. And yeah, be there.
Should be good. It's a good lineup. Just came in area like that.
It's amazing. It's going to be good. That's the 25th of March. Come along to that. And yeah, we'll talk about that after the show, Bri, actually, and we'll get some.
Back to the solstice party. So
back to the solstice.
It was weird. There was a DJ at that solstice party, Raymond Studham. You know Raymond well.
I know Raymond well, man. We did the Loch Lomond boat party together.
The Loch Lomond boat parties, they were magical. It was Raymond. A lot of people like ourselves. A lot of people kept in contact. Raymond was one of them, and he sent me a link. John Harris. It's an illusion.
Yeah.
All about the birth certificate, the legal name, and the fraud of the legal name and the birth certificate and all that stuff. That opened me up to sovereignty and the common law and all that stuff, right? And it just intrigued me. I was fascinated.
So what is sovereignty?
Sovereignty is thoughts, emotions, and actions. Is what sovereignty is. That's all it really is. It's about being in control of your thoughts, emotions, and actions, and not letting anybody manipulate that or take control of that. Is what sovereignty is.
What does it take to become a?
That's basically what it is.
So when people say, "I am a sovereign person," I am a sovereign being.
It means
what are they saying, and how do you become one?
You become one by there's a lot of inner work. You need to do a lot of soul searching. You need to do a lot of self-discovery. You need to do a lot of inner work to actually realise who you actually are. It's quite a deep subject, eh? It was actually nobody had been getting it for ages. As I say, it was Raymond that gave me that link, and that opened it up, right? And so that opened it up for the freeman and the land perspective, which was coming for England and Canada, which was coming for the Magna Carta, right? And the Bill of Rights. And I always knew Scotland was different. We had a different system. And I always knew that. So I'm researching sovereignty for ages and ages, right? And I couldn't really find much. All I could really find was Mark Passio. So look into Mark Passio if you want to find out more about sovereignty. And I ended up finding Scottish sovereigns, right? Scottish sovereigns came up, Mark, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, fucking yes, look at that. Then I logged in, met all these people, right? Beautiful people, beautiful community, and man, they were coming at it for a different angle for the freeman on the land movement, because in Scotland it's different. Everybody's sovereign, but constitutionally, sovereignty in Scotland secured. It's enshrined in the people, right? And in England, it's the Parliament that's sovereign. And our constitution's been hidden for us because they didn't want us to know this, right? And the constitution in So the Freemen and the Land movement were looking into the English Constitution, which is the Magna Carta and the Bill of Rights, right? Which is that's their constitution. In Scotland, the constitution in Scotland is the Declaration of Arbroath and the Claim of Right, 1689. And that says the people of Scotland are sovereign, right? We're all equal in Scotland, but we're all the same. There's like a saying in Scotland, we're all Jock Tamson's bairns, we're all equal, we're all, right? And when we had royalty, that's why she was designed as Queen of England. She can't be Queen of Scotland, she can't be Queen of the UK. She's Queen of England because I'm King of Scotland, and so are you. So's everybody watching, so's everybody around us. When we had royalty, it was King and Queen of Scots, the people's king, the people's queen. Because we're kings and queens of the land. It belongs to us. And constitutionally in Scotland, the crown in Scotland is the people. The crown in Scotland is the community. The community of the realm is the authority in Scotland. And see, when you start looking into it, we've just been hoodwinked. We actually are independent. We are independent. Sovereign means independent. They're the same thing. And like the whole time when I found this out through the Scottish sovereigns, I started taking it back into what I'm thinking is an anarchist movement. I started taking it back into the Free Party scene, into the acid techno scene, into the punk scene, into all these different scenes. I'm taking sovereignty into these scenes, and they laughed at me. Like I was calling it a conspiracy theory. 90% of them laughed at me. Some of them got it and engaged in me a lot. And I appreciate these guys a lot that engaged with me and got it because it meant a lot to me. But a lot of them just laughed in my face. And I've said it on other shows before. I've been David Icke on the Terry Wogan show where everybody's laughing at you. You know what I mean? They're not laughing with you, they're laughing at you. Right? Because like sovereignty was a conspiracy theory 10 years ago. It was in Scotland, it was a conspiracy theory. But it's coming out now. But the people still aren't getting it because you've got this yes movement who've been programmed, right? They're realising they're sovereign, but they're marching and begging for independence. Where sovereignty is independent and sovereignty are the same thing. They're synonymous with each other. It's like independence free for all outside control.
Yeah,
sovereignty in full control. You know what I mean? And it's the same with anarchy. Anarchy's like means.
Well, can we define anarchy then? Let's just get these definitions.
Aye.
How are you defining anarchy?
Right, so anarchy, right, from the Greek prefix an, right, means without, absence of. And the Greek noun archon is master, ruler. Anarchy does not mean without rules. It literally means without rulers, without masters, is what anarchy means. Anarchy is sovereignty. Sovereignty is anarchy. And democracy is the same thing as well. Democracy is people rule. So you've got sovereignty, democracy, anarchy, and independence. They all mean the same thing. They're all synonymous with each other, but nobody really knows what they mean because we've been hoodwinked and brainwashed into thinking other things like anarchy means chaos when it doesn't mean chaos. It just means self-rule. They all mean self-rule.
Well, I think it's definitely deliberate, though, isn't it? The anarchy would be
because you have any sense of freedom. Anarchy is freedom. Sovereignty is freedom. Independence is freedom. And to have any sense of freedom, you need to have anarchy, sovereignty, democracy, and independence all in the same bag to have any sense of freedom at all. They all mean the same thing.
So I think that you know, for me, for example, because I don't quite, if I'm being honest, I don't understand it all. I'm just being honest about it, but I don't quite get it. So is there any way, and I know that some other people might be watching, but I don't quite understand. How is this relevant to now? So could you maybe draw a line from this information to the modern day independence movement and how it affects, or how it should affect things?
It's vital right now because your freedoms they're coming for your freedom. That's evident with what's just happened the last few years. And then you've got these 20-minute cities where they're going to like limit your freedom to.
So this is 15-minute cities.
15-minute
So
cities.
what is this all about? I've been seeing this appearing more and more.
Basically, so you're basically going to be zoned into these postcodes where you can't leave your zone. You've got to stay within 20 minutes of your zone because of climate change, apparently. And you're going to be. You've seen all these cameras going up all around the cities. These new cameras going up because they're to read your number plates, because you're only going to be limited to how many times you can travel in your car and how many miles you can use and all that kind of stuff. And basically they've got all this smart city that they're designing, right, is basically to keep you within a 20-minute zone. You get everything's available within your 20-minute district, everything that you need. It's all part of Agenda 2030, and which is again taking away our freedoms. And they're trying it in Oxford. I think people are coming out up in arms about it in Oxford, protesting about it. They've already started in Edinburgh and Glasgow as well. The councils are already writing to residents about it.
About the 15-minute city. What?
15-minute cities, aye.
All right. So, well, the thing. So I'm just. They're not mentioning the 15-minute city. I think what they're doing in Glasgow is what can maybe be perceived as a start of a 15-minute city, which is the old cars aren't allowed in the city anymore.
That's it, aye.
So that's the kind of so you think this is the start? This is the creeping. This is opening the door for the 15-minute city.
Aye, there's only going to be electric cars you'll be allowed to use, and it's all it's like a computer. It's like a mobile phone. It's tracking everywhere you go, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Sorry, man, I missed the beginning of that sentence. Could you just start that sentence again? Because you just cut out.
Saying that they're just wanting electric cars. They want to get all these fuel-driven motors off the road. Just electric-driven cars, which is basically a big mobile phone. It's tracking everywhere you go, everything you say, all that kind of stuff. You need to actually look into it yourself, the Agenda 2030. It's a lot deeper than this, and it's actually happening. It's rolling out in front of our eyes. You can see all these planters blocking the roads. You've got these planters going up that are blocking certain roadways and stuff. I mean, you can just see it in Edinburgh, the way they're laying the tram line and that doing Leaf Walk. It's like there's only going to be a tram going down there, nothing else. And they're just closing down all the roads. All the roads into the city are being closed down. You're not going to be able to drive a vehicle in the city. And unless the people say something about it. Okay. And that's the thing, the people of Scotland these councils are implementing all this stuff, right? And it's coming from the UN. It's foreign policy. It's like treason against the people of Scotland.
So, do you think there is a climate issue, or they're making up a climate issue?
I think that there's a lot of climate issues, right? There's a hell of a lot of climate issues, but I don't think that the one they're talking about is actually an issue. It's all manufactured to create this penning us all into these zones. David Bellamy, if you look into David Bellamy, I remember David Bellamy, he went and spoke about climate change being absolute nonsense.
What, the footballer?
And they shut him off the BBC. He was never allowed on the TV again after he said that. And that was in the...
Oh, I know what you mean.
Late 90s.
Gaffer. I just... David Bellamy. I thought you were talking about Craig Bellamy. I was thinking the footballer. This guy, of course.
Bellamy, he outed that years ago.
The guy with the beard. This guy.
And as soon as he said that, he was never allowed back on the TV again.
So David Bellamy's cancelled. David Bellamy questioning questioning human responsibility global warming is from 2018. Sorry, 2008. So David Bellamy rejects human responsibility for climate change. It was shared in tandem. So global warming is part of a nature cycle. It's a natural cycle. So that's why he's off the telly. You think that because he's been.
Well, if you look into it, make your own.
Got too close to the truth.
Make your own judgment on it. If you ever look into it,
I've not seen the guy for ages.
See that again?
Yeah. I've not seen him in the telly for ages.
I think he's now dead. He died quite recently. But he called it out. And there's meant to be a change in the climate every 70 years. The climate changes, and on one cycle it goes up, and then the next 70 years on that cycle it comes down, and then the next 70 years it goes up again. It's like a natural thing. So these people that engineer, these think tanks that engineer all these agendas, right? They know that, and they so they can create agendas to manipulate our minds to think that other things are happening. But I do agree. I do think we need to stop using loads of fossil fuels and plastics and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to climate change, I look into David Keller. There's a wee bit of a rabbit hole to go and look into it yourself with that angle.
Cool. So, do you think that the reason that you want to look after the environment, obviously, get rid of fossil fuels? So why is that? Do you think that the fossil fuels is damaging the earth, or what's the reason that you want to get off fossil fuels?
I think it's damaging the earth. There's no need to be using them. There's loads of renewable energies that we can be using. There's the technologies that are available these days. We shouldn't be digging stuff out the earth, or pumping stuff out the earth. There's loads of renewable energies we can be using. And they're not even new. They're like ancient technologies that's been hidden for us. It's like these technologies aren't new.
Iona saying, very powerful info here. They want us to be negative in the bank so that they can control us financially. And Jam says, yes, Bry. And I think that's a fist bump from Jay Lee.
Shout out to Jay Lee and Jam as well, and Iona. But Jay Lee was one of the first, right, when it comes to sovereignty, right? So I'm going into all these different scenes, trying to explain sovereignty, as I said before, and they're calling me a conspiracy theorist. But it was no long after lockdown. You'd done that. Remember, you'd done that gig for Joe at La Discoteca.
The Glasgow Beach.
Aye, that one.
Glasgow Beach gig, yeah.
I'd went to that, right? So Johnny had added me. I think he'd added me with videos that I'd been making on sovereignty, and he'd been over lockdown, and he'd been giving me loads of positive feedback, and engaging a lot in the comment box and in the chat box, right? And then I went to that gig, and I'd never met him before, but we've been chatting a lot. And then once he realised that it was me, he was like, he came right up. He was like, Bri, he was like, the sovereignty stuff. He was like, I get it. He's like, I get it. And he's leaned right in. He was like, but not only do I get it, he's like, I know it's deeper than what I get. He's like, I want to know more. And like, for me, that was like a big breath of fresh air, Mark, honestly. You as well, Johnny, mate. That was a big breath of fresh air, because nobody had been getting it for years. And here's this young guy came up, not only was he getting it, right, he knows it's deeper than what he gets, and he wants to know more, right? And I'll put another shout out to Rebecca Radical, right, because she got it as well. And Raymond comes back up in this one as well, because I've been trying to get loads of people to plug into the SIM system during lockdown, and like nobody was having it. Nobody was really want to leave their house. And Raymond had told me about this lassie knows, Rebecca Radical in Fife. He was like, she'd be up for it. She's like, he's telling me all about her. And he's brought Rebecca over to Mings. And I engaged with Rebecca on the sovereignty anarchy thing. And she got it. And she was telling me about, like she's deep in the punk scene, and telling me how the punk scene's just become like politically correct. You can't talk about this, that, and the other. Well, anyway, I'm engaging with Rebecca about the sovereignty and anarchy and being the same thing, and she got it right, and independence as well. But once I broke down democracy, right? See, I broke down democracy, like that's the same thing. Democracy is people rule. Demos means people. Kratos means rule. People rule. Democracy means people rule. And once I broke that down to Rebecca, it was like fireworks in her eyes. It was like a new sense of freedom, a new sense of anarchy, a new sense of sovereignty. I'd seen it in her eyes, right? And then she went away, And like a few days later, maybe a week or so later, she's mailed me. She wrote this poem about sovereignty and anarchy, put it on her Facebook page, and then mailed me saying that it was your YouTube page inspired me to write that poem. And I was like, brilliant, excellent, I love it. I was like, you need to turn that into a song. And she did. She turned it into a song. But there's people in their 20s, right? They seem to they resonate with me so much, Mark, right? It's quite beautiful because like our generation are well, it is what it is, Brian. You know what I mean? You're nothing you can do about it, kind of attitude. And they're tired and they're beaten and we've had our parties, Mark. We've had our good times. We've had our parties of parties. We're not going to have parties like we partied. It's not going to happen again. And these guys are just beginning to party. They're just beginning to have their parties that they're not going to have again. And the rug's been pulled from under them. You know what I mean? And they know that it needs to change. They just didn't know how to do it. They just didn't know how. But like, there's something there. There's something in that generation that can maybe do something to.
So
to
that's a good point. So shouts to Rebecca Radical first of all. I like the fact that you've made her more anarchist. She was very anarchist before, and you can see Rebecca playing at the Save Govan Docks. I believe, yeah, she's on the lineup. Good. That's on the 25th of March. So yeah, when you said they just don't know what to do, do you know what to do? What advice could you give to someone who is wanting to make a change?
Be the change. Be the change. Lead by example. Just be free. Just ignore all this nonsense, all this stuff that's coming out. Just stick with your moral compass. Morality is key. And if you feel it's right and you know it's right, like there's a power there. There's a power in integrity and morality. And when you step into that, there's a force that kind of supports you. I don't know how to explain it, but there is a force there, and they're just manipulating morality by coming out with all this fucking bullshit to manipulate your mind, to confuse you, to not think like what to do, where to go. Everybody's lost, but you just need to stick with what's right. You know what I mean? Everybody knows what's right, and internally you know what's right. You've done something wrong, Mark. You didn't need me to pull you up, say, Mark, that was wrong. You're out of order. You know. I mean, you fucking know. It's inherent. So just stick with what's right. You know what I mean? It's inherent. You know what it is. It's like, see when you get that, you got that cartoon image of the devil and the god on the shoulder, on the god here and the devil there. Right? That's no the god and the devil, right? See what that is? One's you, the other one's integrity.
Well, I've actually got one there. I've got. That's actually a devil. No, that's like a Rebecca Radical painting on that shoulder.
One's you, right? And the other one's integrity. And that's you arguing with integrity. You know what I mean? Like, integrity is always right, and just stick with integrity. Do the right thing, and you'll not go wrong. Is the best advice.
That's good advice. See, doing the wrong thing, it eats me up forever. I just think about it when I do something wrong.
Well, that's the thing is, they've got us all confused.
The guilt's in there.
They've got us all confused. Nobody knows right from wrong.
Here's a good example. So the first thing, see when you explained that, without even explaining what you meant there, the first thing that came into my head was people being confused and people stepping out of their morality. Now, the first thing that comes to mind is, in the last year or so, what blew my mind was people on both sides of a debate of sorts. So there's people that, I actually know people that have passed away, and then people have jumped on and said that it was because of the vaccine. When we know for a fact this particular death or deaths were nothing to do with the vaccine. It's just that the family didn't want to tell the public exactly what had happened because they're entitled to their privacy. So on one hand, you've got people that are actually mocking someone who's passed away for a vaccine, which wasn't actually the case at all. And then on the other hand, you've got people on Reddit and all these kind of things mocking people who actually passed away of COVID because they were anti-vaxxers or whatever like that. Do you know what I'm talking about? People on both sides laughing at someone else's death, and I find both of them bang out of order, so distasteful, and just shite patter. And it's just you've just kind of hit the nail on the head there when you just went, where is the morality on both sides there? When did it become okay to laugh at the death of someone else? What is going on there?
People are right. People want to be right. Right. See people that are going down the rabbit hole and stuff and find conspiracy theories and going into all these different things, right? And they think they're right, and they get this superiority complex because nobody else gets what they're saying, or people get shocked by it, or people get miffed by it, and people get high on like thinking they're better than other people. Basically, is what it is, which is satanic as fuck. People that are thinking they're better than other people, and that's where we are. We've got a lot of people that they go on this like moral high ground, thinking that they're in the right because of what they know. They think they're in the right because of knowledge, and it does. A lot of people, the ego just fucking takes control with them, takes full control.
Yeah,
and that's where we are right now. People are getting high. They're getting dopamine fucking hits off thinking they're better than other people because they know something that somebody else doesn't know, or they know something that they're somebody else. Like I'm the superior one because
you've got somebody
you didn't know it.
So yeah, someone's saying things like, you know, oh, I've got the secret information. I know something you don't know, kind of vibe.
Aye.
And then you've got other people who are so consumed by everything that mainstream media does tell them that they will just
like
laugh
Earth, for instance,
and mock anything that just
people like that talk about the flat Earth to somebody that doesn't know anything about the flat Earth. Like a lot of these people are getting they're getting a high and a dopamine hit because like I know this and like you didn't, whether it's true or no. You know what I mean? Who knows? But people are getting a high.
Do you have an opinion? Do you have an opinion on it?
New information they're presenting to other people that other people are basically telling other people you're fucking stupid. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people running around.
So yeah,
like, try to groom people and everything with information. It's a lot of twisted people out there. Eh?
So what's your opinion on flat Earth?
I couldn't tell you, mate. I've never been that high to see. I've been in an airplane, but I've never been up that high.
You've been high. You've been high.
I've never been that high. You know what I mean? I've not got that perspective to see whether it's flat or round or any of that. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, well, you do it.
And you'd be silly. And I watched something the other night there. I can't mind what it was. Somebody was talking about it. It was like there's that many different dimensions that in reality. You know what I mean? How can like your dimensions of reality like shift from second to second? Eh? Who knows where we really are? Like, you know what I mean? Like, who knows?
Jay Lee says, it's all divide and conquer. If we can find something we agree on, we can use it to empower each other instead of thinking we're right all the time. Well, that's the thing, is that, you know, when you get... I was watching a thing last night, Republicans and Democrats arguing with each other. And they're just picking up on little things. At the end of the day, most of these people are good people who want the best for their families, and everybody wants to enjoy life and just get on with it. There's a few bad eggs at the top that have power, that are corrupting the information, and that are taking liberties, literally taking liberties away from people. But in general, a normal human being just wants an easy life, fun, food, shelter, and their families to be safe. And yet, they're on Twitter arguing over what a pop star wears to an award ceremony and stuff like that.
Too many distractions.
Sorry, man, you just cut it out a wee bit there. But I've got you've sent me some videos before the show. What should I play and why? And I'll just give me a wee introduction and I'll get it set up.
What was that? I missed all that, Mark.
Yeah, sorry, man. I think your internet cut. I think you were talking while I was. But aye, I'm gonna play one. You sent me a couple of videos. Which one should I play?
Aye, right. So to explain democracy a wee bit, right? So basically, I found out about sovereignty through the Socialist Party, as I told you, and I matched that.
Oh, you broke up.
Anarchy, independence. I realised it was like.
Your internet's gone.
But one of my close mates showing up to all these meetings and court cases and stuff.
You're breaking up, Bri. Do you know what? I'm going to throw you.
Right? And it was once.
Bri. Sorry, Bri. Come back in, Bri. Your internet keeps cutting out, mate. So I'm going to play. Bri sent me a couple of videos before we went live. We've still got a big announcement to make, by the way. A huge announcement to make. Also, by the way, Club Anywhen's not on tonight, it's on tomorrow. I made the mistake of saying that it was on tonight because it's on every Wednesday and it has been for the last 14, 15 weeks. But it's tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. We've got Onav and Electroid, some electro DJ with Pencase on the visuals. So that's tomorrow night. And we just announced today the Sound Speakeasy 2. So Sunday the 26th of March, live on this YouTube channel. If you're watching this tonight on Facebook or Twitch or Twitter, then just go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@YCTR. Creative Martyrs, Empress Gluco, Kamehameha with a guitar, and Lou McLean. So that's on the 26th of March. It's free to watch. And if you enjoy any of these shows, then please do think about signing up to the Patreon or the YouTube membership. That's how we can continue to do the things. And one last plug for that, Doghouse DOS gig on the 28th of April as well. 2 more to be announced, and we've got an after party to announce as well. But Bri, sorry, your internet was cutting out there. You seemed like you're back. So that last thing that you were explaining, nobody would have heard that. So if you want to just explain that again, and before you go into it, what video should I set up in the meantime while you're talking?
The Sovereign Scots version Democracy to Police Scotland.
Okay, cool. I'll get that set up, and then you continue. Just tell that story again.
Right,
you pulled up a book, and then but you didn't hear that. So if you could just repeat that, and I'll get the next video lined up, man. All right.
I connected sovereignty and anarchy and independence all meaning the same thing, but it was my mate Croft kept showing up with this book to meetings and court cases and stuff, and which defines democracy, true democracy. And true democracy is people rule. Demos means people, Kratos means rule, people rule. And it was, I'll get Mark to put a link to the full video in the comments. And I was reading this book.
I'll do that, yeah.
I realised that basically democracy is sovereignty. Sovereignty is anarchy. Anarchy is democracy. Independence is democracy. They're all the same thing. They're all synonymous with each other. They all mean the same thing. It was like 12 pages into this book that dropped, right? And everybody should get the book. You get the book for £20 on Amazon. But if I get Mark to play the 1 minute, this video is 30 minutes long. I'm only going to get Mark to play a minute of it because I've not got much time, but I'll be in the comment box for you to watch the full video.
Yeah.
Mark, just play the video.
So sovereignty. What minute was it from again? Did you say 1 minute 25?
From about 1 minute. For the beginning, and about a minute and a half.
For the very beginning. Okay, cool. So, and is this the one outside Edinburgh?
It's in Holyrood Park.
Aye, cool. Holyrood, yeah, I remember this happening.
No, they buy the paperback.
And let me just get my audio settings right for this, man. So it's audio. Okay, so if we just put that through the USB. Alright, cool. Let's go for that. And
yeah, there's 3 different versions. The trial by jury one, it's a sister publication. And there's also the cannabis report that shows the beneficial systems of cannabis.
So tell me about democracy behind the manifesto. Tell me about why that's relevant to...
Well, democracy means people rule, but at this point in time people have not got a say in what happens about anything. So the government can create as much legislation as it wants. We have to count out whatever parliamentarians tell us you enforce. So directly we don't have a democracy, because democracy is about us telling you whatever laws and customs are.
And ultimately, by consent, that's what you're saying.
As well, how can you consent to an illegitimate government that doesn't listen to people or get a mandate to talk back or even fix the problems that governments raise?
I guess that's
the feeling behind this book. Because if nobody knows what democracy says, they can't exercise it. And democracy is exercised every day. It should be exercised every day in a jury system, where we can look at legislation, see if it's valid, see if we had the right to break it. You know, if we're criminals for breaking legislation, then where's the duty to decide such a point? It's not up to the people that enforce the law to tell us who's supposed to live under a law, what laws we're supposed to live under. It's up to the people to sanction what laws are valid and what laws aren't.
See, just so I'm clear, and again, I'm not saying I disagree with it, just so I'm clear in my head though, so elected members of...
Watch out, I think you should try to get
elected, so people's representatives in Parliament, whether it's Scottish, I think the legislation will come up from the UK Parliament.
Could you all stand up in the grass at least?
I know, that's a good idea.
Could you do that? Because people are obviously...
So are you saying that the
Why?
say it's not achieved with members of Parliament? You saying it's representative of the people, is that what you're saying?
Carry. By default, I mean, if you look at it this way, the United Kingdom Government PLC, right? The United Kingdom Corporation PLC is just a private limited business. So it can act bonds and do all this other nonsense. And really all it is just a corporation which inhibits the rights of people that doesn't have jurisdiction over to tell what to do and inhibit every action they take, including hugging or walking in the back.
But what I hear from what you're saying is so you don't feel the UK government's representative of people?
No, the UK government represents corporations. You can't get the people to go and change legislation. Lobbyists can go in there and they can enact legislation. For us to talk back in Parliament, we need at least 100,000 signatures to even get a mention in Parliament, let alone get a debate.
Is that the same for the Scottish Parliament? Excuse me, I think ignorance are generally
all the same
problem.
There's no mechanism for us to talk to our politicians. We can't ever get them under oath. We can't question them about earning their date to us. So every 5 years we're supposed to vote for them, and then we're supposed to just let them run amok for the next 5 years till we can get another government and they might sort the mistakes that they made.
So, like, genuinely, honest question, have you challenged members of the government?
Aye,
members
of course I have.
What's their answer? What do
they just ignore it because they can't answer. Otherwise, they'd have to. A tyranny is oppressive rule by a party, right? Well, one, we've not got a legitimate party because they're all registered to the corporate city of London. They're all registered to Washington DC, which is private states, really. They're no part of Britain. So it's getting to the point now where we don't have a government representing the people. So why would we follow legislation that has obviously got a clear hidden agenda by the United Nations Agenda 21 and 2030 to local government?
All right, okay. Sorry, Bri.
You there, aye?
I couldn't hear you there.
Paused?
Oh, I am here. Aye.
Aye, no, that was jumping a wee bit. I don't know if that went through all right, eh? But aye, that's basically...
I don't know.
You just need to get the book. It's only £20 on Amazon. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Can you hear me, aye?
I can hear you. Your internet
It's
seems to
only
be
£20 on
playing
Amazon.
up. Can someone let me know in the comments? Is it?
Just information.
Is this Bri's
The police
internet? Or
didn't
is this
know
my
about
internet?
democracy. I don't know. Are you there? Can you hear me?
I'm here.
Yo.
I can
I'm
hear
here.
you. I can hear you. Can
Aye,
somebody
aye.
give us a wee
Right,
shout in the
so-
comments? Is this working okay?
I can hear it.
Okay.
Aye.
Take it. Go for it. Go for it, Bri. Go for it again.
Aye, so what I'm saying, it's just amazing that the police didn't know about democracy. The courts didn't even know what democracy means. Lawyers didn't know what democracy means. I mean, we went into nearly every court in Scotland with that book, and we've approached lawyers, we've approached police, we've took it to cases, and they're miffed. They're like they're programmed as well. They didn't know what's going on as much as the people on the street didn't know what's going on. Point that they've actually got of justice if it was only operated the way that it was constructed to operate. Are we there, aye?
Aye, you're here, man. Sorry, you just broke up for a split second, but you're all right now. You're fine.
Aye, as I'm saying, the system that we've got is actually beautifully constructed if it was used the way it's designed to be used. And what they've done is they've removed the jury for court cases, right? Basically, you only get the jury in a high court case, like a really high court case. And in a high court case, when it comes to a point of law, they will remove the jury for the point of law, right? But the jury should be in there. Law, the power to nullify, the people have the power to nullify legislation if it's unjust. And they've removed the jury from that part of the trial, and they've removed the jury for every other trial. It's now awful. So they've stripped the jury, is what they've done. But people need.
Sorry, you're breaking up a bit, Bri.
The people with these lands.
Sorry, you cut out a wee bit there, but I think you're okay just now, man. Yes, separation of powers is crucial to democracy. Means judicial, executive, and legislative powers should not interfere with each other. Tories clearly do not adhere to this. Equals corruption. The only good Tory is a Tory Amos.
We've got the.
Can he beat a bit of Tory Amos? Yeah, Bri keeps freezing. Yeah,
nullify all this legislation.
So, Bri, I think you've got a bit of an internet issue. Come back on, click the link again and come back on because it's time to make the announcement. And we're excited, very excited to announce this. Shouts to Martin, who's actually fixed this on my website, so it's actually ready to go live just in time. He just got this fixed a minute ago. So we're actually ready to make the announcement as soon as Bri comes back here. So, yeah, this is... The powers that be are freezing this live chat from Bri. He's making sense. There's Lost in Berlin. The powers that be are freezing you, according to Lost in Berlin.
How you doing? Lost in Berlin.
He is making a good point that maybe it's the powers that be that are freezing you because you're talking too much sense.
You're now frozen.
Am I frozen? We are going to do an announcement just now with regards to the reason, the main reason Bri's here tonight is to share some information with you. And it's maybe the powers that be too much truth to handle for the World Wide Web. We're going to have a poll just now. Let's do a poll and find out, has the powers that be shut us down for getting too close to the truth? Let's find it. Let's do a poll. Give me 2 seconds and we'll be back with the poll.
Do you want weirdo or do you want it?
If you don't really know what's going on, there's a show that also doesn't know what's going on. Call that radio TV. You call that radio. Call that radio TV. You call that radio TV.
Okay, we're back.
Back.
Yes, it's working. We're here. Bri, we've got, it's time,
Yes.
let's do this, let's do the announcement before the internet, before the powers that be shut us down.
Right, okay. I keep getting the wee wheel coming round. I hope you can hear me all right. Basically,
I
the
can hear you,
announcement, right, is the subject matter that we've been discussing: democracy equals anarchy, anarchy equals sovereignty. Equal, right? Do
you know
your
what?
research. Go look at it yourself. The same thing. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I think, do you know what? I don't want to ruin the announcement with this, Bri. I think
right?
that the internet's. I think the internet's. It's frozen.
Okay.
It's frozen. Do you know what we're going to do? Bri, we're just going to we'll pre-record the message and put it out there because I don't want this internet to ruin it. The message that we were about to get out here. It's important. And the internet, whether it's the powers that be trying to silence You Call That Radio, we don't know. Or it could be dodgy internet. But either way, we don't want to ruin this message. So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap up the show. We're going to wrap up the show just now. And then we're going to record the message and upload it or come back online once the internet is working. But there's just no point. You're not going to hear the message. So there's just no point at all. We want the announcement. I know, so they are. This is huge. This is huge. Bri's back. Let's just try it. One last chance. We'll try it now.
Right, we're back.
Go for it.
Right.
Try.
Right, so the subject matter we've just been discussing, right? Democracy equals anarchy.
It's fuck. It's
Sovereignty,
not
they all
happening.
mean the same thing. Are we back?
You're back. Okay, one last time. Let's go
We're
for
back.
it. Let's go for it.
They all mean the same thing. They're all synonymous with each other. Go and do your own research and look into it. But here's the announcement. I've got a challenge for all these songwriters that are connected to this channel and this platform, and there's many of them. I've got a good friendship with Ian Brown, and every time I meet minds with Ian Brown, we create these little universes, right? So we've created this little universe where we've got a song challenge, right? Where anybody that produces a song on the subject matter that we've been discussing tonight, sovereignty equals anarchy, anarchy equals democracy, democracy equals independence. Whoever can break that down into a song wins the challenge. You can send this. Mark's got to create a platform to get all these songs on the one platform.
We've created one, and I've just got to give shout outs to Martin. My mate Martin has done it. So we're ready to go live. I'm just going to show you the platform that has been created. A little universe from Bri and Ian Brown has been brought to life.
Shout outs to Martin, thanks for this, and shout outs to Ian as
Martin
well.
Martin smashed this. He started working on this at 7 o'clock, and he's got it finished before 8.
Great.
So here we go. So the song challenge: write and sing a song defining these words in the true definitions. Democracy equals anarchy.
We win. Anybody that finishes the challenge and puts this into a song, Ian Brown's
the suspense.
feedback.
Oh man.
Are we here? This is a powerful message.
Yeah, you're back. You're back, man. Just say that sentence again, though. You were frozen again. You were frozen.
Right, and anarchy, and it also eliminates the anarchy, which, as I was saying before, we need democracy, sovereignty, and independence all in the one bag for any sense of freedom. So it's quite a powerful message.
Right. Do you know what I'm going to do?
Do you know
what I'm going to do? I'm going to phone you. Do you know what I'm going to do, right? I'm just going to mute you on this, right? I'm going to phone you because this is just frustratingly heartbreaking that we can't. It's cutting out every time you talk. So I'm just going to phone you. I'm going to phone you, and let's just answer the phone, and then you can talk to people through my microphone. And okay, let's see if this works. Oh no. So
Got a ringtone, eh? Yo,
Okay. You got it?
I'm here, aye.
Okay, so I'm going to mute you. I'm going to mute you on that. Okay, cool. Go for it.
Right. So where are we again? No, what's been missed?
So I think what we'll just do is just run it back. Basically, everybody knows about the song challenge. Is we know about democracy equals anarchy, anarchy equals sovereignty.
Right. And basically, whoever finishes a song on this subject matter completes the challenge. And Ian Brown's going to listen to the content that you've created, and he's going to give feedback. So there's a powerful message within this song, because not only does it promote freedom, right, it also promotes democracy, right, and it also eliminates the theory anarchy, which is where everybody is right now. Everybody's theory anarchy because they think it's chaos, when really anarchy is freedom, along with democracy is freedom, and sovereignty is freedom. They all mean the same thing. They all mean self-rule. They all mean freedom. So that's the message. And it's exciting. It's going to be exciting to hear the content that comes with the people that are connected to this platform. I spoke to a few people about it, and they're interested. I'm not going to mention names, but I know there'll be a lot will come to this.
Oh, give us a name.
Give you a name?
Give us a name.
I spoke to loads. I spoke to
We like it. We like a name drop.
You call that radio?
Yes, sorry, we're back, guy.
I went to the Stanley Odd gig and I had a wee chat with Solar Eye. I'm not sure what his name is, but I had a wee chat with him about it, and he was interested. And he said that once it goes on You Call That Radio, he's got to tune in.
Well, we've got it. We've got it's online now on youcallthat.com. youcallthat.com/song-challenge. Although it's not really a challenge because everyone's a winner. So I'm just to go over that one more time, is that Ian Brown is going to listen to every single song that goes through here, and he's going to give you feedback on every song. So every person that enters is going to win. It's what I've got here just now is artist name, track name, and the SoundCloud track URL. We would prefer it if everyone uses SoundCloud, because it means we can make a playlist, and it's easy for Ian just to go through the playlist and listen to the songs and check them out and give his feedback. If you've got some mental reason why you can't use SoundCloud, then let me know. Just put the other link in the song challenge URL. It should be okay. But please just keep it SoundCloud. Keep it simple for me. Keep it simple for Brian. Keep it simple for Ian Brown, the legend that is Ian Brown. So we'll get impressed.
Shout out to Ian for this. Thanks for this.
Shout outs to Ian Brown. It's the
See, Empress just popped up there with that comment there, and she's the only one who's getting it right, because the most annoying thing for me right now is this: fuck the Tories. Fuck the Tories, and everybody's trying to blame the Tories as if it's the Tories' fault, and when really it's the government's fault, as Empress says. You know what I mean? In that song, it's the government's fault. We need to stop blaming the Tories, stop blaming political parties. It's the government's fault. Government's the problem.
And I think that's a perfect way to wrap up the show, Bri.
Peace out, guys.
Thank you very much, Bri. Take it easy, man. So that was Bri, and I'm just going to recap the announcement there, just in case you're just joining us or you weren't sure of what was going on. There was a bit of technical issues there, but I think we got through it. Hopefully you understand what's going on. But we've got a link here for You Call on our website. It's a song challenge that Ian Brown himself is going to give feedback on. This is the link. I'll put it in the comments. If you're watching this on Twitch or Twitter or Facebook, you might not see it. You might want to go into YouTube to check it out. But this is huge news, man. Massive news. If you're an artist, a singer, a poet, a musician of any kind, you want to get involved in this, Just simply put your name of your song, write a song about freedom, anarchy, democracy, any of that stuff. Do the song, write the song, share the link to the website, and Ian Brown himself, and he might even have a couple of friends of his also going to look at it. Just do it, type it in there, and we'll get back. I don't know what the deadline is. We'll get back to you about deadlines, but it's open now. Thanks to Martin for working on the website while we were during the show to get this ready for everyone. We're ready to go live, so if you've got any ideas, write a song and put it up. Shout outs to Bry, and shout outs to the legendary Ian Brown of Stone Roses fame for getting involved. Absolutely madness. Absolutely buzzing for this, man. Buzzing for that. Before I go, I want to give a shout out to the couple of things that are coming up. March the 25th, Save Govan Docks. People power from 1 o'clock to 7:30 to stop the gentrification of the Govan Docks. And a bit of a party, have a bit of a sing and a song and a dance as well. On Sunday, that's the 25th. So Saturday the 25th, and then on Sunday the 26th, we're going to have our second Sound Speakeasy. Creative Martyrs, Empress, Gluco, Kamehameha, Wea Guitar, and Lou McLean. That'll be live from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock on our YouTube channel. Free to watch for everyone. And if you're a patron and you support the show, either with Patreon or you're a YouTube member, then we've got very limited tickets to actually come to our abandoned ship in real life and enjoy it in the real world. If not, you can just watch it for free on YouTube. That's fine as well. Tomorrow night, Club Anywhen returns. We've got DJ sets from Ona V and Lectroid, and Pencase will be doing the crazy trippy visuals as per usual. And I think that's all the news for now. It's Yas Bry. It's everybody's problem. Exactly. Okay, thanks everyone for tuning in. We will see you soon. And for your final shout, Building a Spring with Doghouse and Dawson. I think we're going to finish with a Sick Note song, since we're talking about Sick Note. Because Sick Note seems to be the guys that brought it all together. And since I'm wearing my Death Before Employment t-shirt, since I'm wearing that, we will finish the show with Sick Note and Death Before Employment. And it's just mad that the effect that Sick Note still has to this day on the scene, all the way from Cardiff as well. The lead singer of Sick Note will be joining us on the 28th of April alongside Doss, and I hope you enjoy that.
Yeah, enough respect in every aspect to the man like. Yeah, enough respect in every aspect to the man like Mark. They love what the man talk on the radio. In case you never know. You call that radio, radio. Call that the radio, radio. You call that radio, radio. Call that the radio, radio. Come and say, in the my name, I'll just go with the flow. In the my name, I'll just go with the flow. So till you miss a mark, now go bend down low. Till you miss a mark, now go bend down low. Boom. Lot of mercy. Yo. You call that radio, radio. You call that radio, radio. Come and say don't you be another man, I'll go lose your head. Say don't you be another me say and lose the head. Me say radio, radio. Call that a radio, radio. Straight from outer Glasgow, Glasgow. Straight from outer Glasgow, Glasgow. Nice enough on the studio, studio. Come and say in my name, I'll just go with the flow. In my name, I'll just go with the flow. That till you miss a mark, now go bend down low. Till you miss a mark, now go bend down low. No radio, radio. You call that the radio, radio. Them man I give you miss a lot of subject, and them I think a man you can't object. So don't you ever come and disrespect. I love and respect in a every aspect.